Hi guys, I am so excited for this video. I know I've been kind of hyping this up in my other videos, but I finally get to show you the new collection from Odens Eye, and when I got this package, I gasped because they hadn't shown anything and I got it without even knowing like what was in this collection or if it even was a full collection. I got 3 different packages on it. I did get this all sent in PR, obviously. So I got 3 different packages. First package I got was the lipsticks. I will show you everything in this collection. We're gonna do a look with all of the palettes. There are 4 palettes in this collection, which so excited, so excited. These look absolutely amazing. So this is the Norn collection is what it is called. It does contain, like I said, 4 eyeshadow palettes. This is the first one, this is the large one. Oh, the packaging on all of these products are absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to show you guys. So this is what the palette looks like, and as you can see, this is a very shimmer heavy palette, but I love the matte selection in this. I feel like they did such a different, interesting color story compared to what they normally do in their palettes. Usually like all of their mattes are quite like wearable and stuff, except for like their latest palette, which was very colorful, but I love the jewel tones and just, I don't know, there's something about this color combination that really inspires me and I'm super excited to be using this. Also, there are no pressed glitters in this collection, which yes, I'm so happy they listened because I feel like a lot of people complained about that last time and they took that into account and they didn't put any pressed glitters into their palettes this time. And so I'm just very excited, if you can't tell already. I do have a code with Odens Eye if you wanted to shop any of this. It's just Annette, it will save you 10%. It is an affiliated code, just so you know. So let me go ahead and show you the 3 palettes that also came in this collection. So we have 3 small ones here. The packaging on all of these, oh, I die. Like, these are so beautiful. There's something about Odens Eye packaging that it's so sophisticated and classy, but still just so cool and trendy, and I don't know, I just love it. So this is probably my favorite out of the 3 palettes. This is the Virandi palette. I don't know how to say these names in Swedish because I'm Norwegian if you didn't know, but I don't speak Swedish, so some of these are like Swedish mythology thingies that I've never really heard of, so I'm not going to be trying to pronounce them in Swedish or Norwegian. I'm just gonna say it in English. So like I said, this is the Virandi palette and this is what it looks like. It's such a cool grungy color story and I think this is awesome and I love the split pans in these. I can't wait to put these on my eyes. Oh, they just look so good. Next up we have the Sculpt palette. Is that how you say that? Sculpt. I think that's it. But this is an all shimmer palette and as you can see, absolutely stunning. I can't wait to use this as well. I think I'm probably going to use this along with the large palette because I feel like these shimmers are going to go very nicely with the mattes in the big one. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do, like I said, a look with each of the palettes, and then I'll probably, with the mini palettes, maybe like pull in some shadows from the big palette as well so I can test that one out a little bit more. And then if you guys really want to see it, I can do a 3-look video just using the large palette, but I wanted this video to be a very kind of thorough review or just like try on of all of the products. And the last palette that they have here is the Virandi Palette. Is that how you say that? Probably not. I'm not even gonna try. But this is the most neutral of the palettes, and this is more of a, I don't know, more of an everyday soft palette with a bit of red thrown in there and a blue shimmer, and I think that you could really spice this up. I'm super excited, and it also comes with 3 highlighters, which, oh my god, when I saw these, I love that they came out with single highlighters because I love their highlighting palettes, but there's always a couple of colors that I'm like, not all about, which is just like a preference thing. So I love having single highlighters because I just tend to reach for them more than I do palettes. So there are 3 in this collection. Again, packaging A+, just looks so beautiful. The first one here is the Norn's Mesmerizer Spring of Life. So these are all called Norn's Mesmerizers and the name of this one is Spring of Life. Ugh, this is a blue highlighter, but when I swatched it, it just felt so soft and so wet looking. And these are all hand pressed and they're all very unique because they all have different patterns and stuff in it, which I think is really cool. Next up, we have the one that is called Web of Destiny. And this one is more of a goldy peachy pink. Looked so pretty when I saw it. I can't wait to put these on my face. You guys have no idea just how excited I am for this collection. You can probably tell by how excited I am. Who am I kidding? The last one here is called the Veil of Fortune. Again, looks so beautiful. And this is more of like a golden undertone with, it's hard to explain like exactly what the color of this one is. It's almost like a rose gold. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a rose gold. Looks so pretty as well. And then of course we have the lipsticks. There are 2 different formulas in here. I've been using these all the time. I absolutely love them. The first one here is called Red Cherry. Beautiful, beautiful color. All of these are such wearable, but also sort of statementy, not all of them, but they're very wearable colors, and I really like that. You guys know I don't usually go for like super intense out there lipsticks a lot of the time. I do sometimes just for fun, but if I'm going to do like a lipstick and I'm actually gonna leave my house and go somewhere, I don't wear like a blue lipstick. It's just not really who I am. Like, I think it looks really cool and I do like it from time to time, but I'm just not really like a super bold statementy lipstick kind of person, so I like that they put very wearable colors in here. Next up we have the shade called Light Peach. Beautiful, beautiful nude. One of my favorite nudes at the moment. I think this is just so, so pretty. And the packaging on all of these lipsticks are also just magnificent. They always kill it with the packaging. It's one of the things I love the most about this brand. Lastly, we have the one called Fig Jam. Beautiful, beautiful color. And the formula on the matte ones remind me a lot of the MAC lipsticks. You guys know I love the formula of the matte lipsticks from MAC. I think that they are some of the best lasting lipsticks that I have ever tried on my lips, at least. And they actually make it through a meal, which I can't say about a lot of formulas, especially bullet lipsticks. So I really like these. And I also really like the satin lipsticks. I think that they are so comfortable, so beautiful, just so easy to wear, and these are the kind of formulas that I will reach for, especially like when I'm filming and stuff, and if I'm not going anywhere, and I'm just gonna take my lipstick off afterwards, because usually by the time I'm done filming it's lunchtime and I don't really want to eat with lipstick on. These are perfect. First up we have the shade called Tulip Kiss. This is a very dark nude. I don't even know if I would call it a nude on me, but it would be a beautiful nude on someone with a darker skin tone. I know that much. Next up we have the shade called Love Jasmine, and this is more of my kind of nude. Oh, I just love this color so much. It's so beautiful. And to round up the lipsticks, we have the last one here, which is called Brown Rose, which I feel like is more of a subtle red. I don't know. Again, beautiful, beautiful wearable color. And like I said, they sent me 3 different packages. So the first one was the lipsticks, and then came the palettes and the highlighters, and then I got another package and I was like, what is this? And they sent me these beautiful silk headscarves. I don't know if these are going to be for sale. I'm wearing one of them today in my hair as kind of like a headscarf, but these are so pretty. Like, look at this. You probably can't even see any of this. But it has like the Norn, the face that's on the palettes on the scarf, and it's such a cool little touch. I don't know if this was just like a generous PR thing that they did, but I appreciate you guys, Odens Eye. This was such a fun little surprise, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I can definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of these because they're so cute. Just want to tell you about the pricing also before we get into trying these. So the lipsticks are going to be 14 euros each. The Norn palette, which is the large palette, is 29 euros. It's a little bit more expensive, I think, than their other large palettes because it does contain, I think, some multi-chromes. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering why the price is what it is. And the small palettes are 17 euros. I will link their website down below, obviously. So I think we should just go ahead and start. So I think for the first look, I want to use the large palette because I'm very excited about this and I just want to dig in. So that's what we're gonna do. I was gonna say I'm gonna start by priming, but I've actually already primed my eyes. I'm gonna put on a little bit more. I was trying to just cover up like some of the staining that I have from yesterday, but I'm just gonna put on a little bit more so that I can make sure that this eyeshadow primer is tacky before we start. So you guys obviously have seen the swatches, but I have yet to swatch this, so I'm kind of going in blind here, which is fine. I think what I want to do is I want to do a bit of a purpley red crease. I think that could be kind of fun, and then maybe, not really sure what I want to put on my lid, but I saw Angelica do a look with this already and she used some of the green, so I want to try to do something that's not just green in this look and like use some of these other shades so you can see how they perform. So I'm going to start with a shade here called Mist, which is a sort of like a mauvey, like deep mauve. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. It's definitely going to be quite dark, but that's totally fine. I love me a good dark matte, so I'm just gonna pack that on where I want it to be, and then I will use the same colors to just blend it out with, and then I'll probably use the red to, I don't know if I can say create depth, but just kind of change the color up a little bit and get a little more dimension in the crease. So I'm just gonna take this all the way around my eye, starting in my crease and then underneath my eye as well. And it's building up and blending out so nicely. I think this looks beautiful. Next up, I'm gonna take the shade here called Passion, which this looks to be kind of a shimmer, but I think that since it's more of a satiny shimmer, I'll be able to use this like in my crease just to kind of change up this color a little bit. So I'm gonna start in the outer corner of my eye. This isn't going to like deepen anything up. It's just going to, like I said, change the color a little bit. And then I'm going to run it through my crease as well and see what we can get out of this. So this is definitely more of a satiny formula, which you guys know I'm not really a fan of satins, but I think used in a way like this, I think it looks really cool because satins are very easy to blend into your crease. And I think it works very nicely with this matte as well. I think that is a really, really pretty crease. I think I'm going to just keep it on my top lid and like keep my lower lash line just purple. Not sure what I'm going to do with the shimmers though. Are there any shimmers that are going to go with this? I'm guessing the orange shimmer would probably be my best choice. At least I'm having no fallout at all with this red. I'm having a little bit of fallout with the purple, but that's probably my own fault and it's only on one side. So I like this. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the orange shimmer all over my lid because it's the one that's going to go best with this. If I'm gonna do more looks with this, of course, I'm going to use, you know, some of the blues and stuff. But for this look, I think I'm just gonna go in with the orange. But first I am putting down some glitter primer all over my lid just so we can really make that orange pop. And Odens Eye shimmers are just so interesting to me. Like, you never know what you're gonna get until you put them on the eyes, and some of them are just super interesting and just dimensional and sparkly, and others are regular shimmers, and some are a little bit sheer and some are more opaque, and it's such a fun little just surprise every time. So this is the shade here called Glamour, so I'm gonna put that on my brush and then basically just pop that all over my lid and see what it looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. That has little gold glitters and ooh, that's really pretty. I love this already. This looks so good. What a beautiful shimmer that is. That looks so... This reminds me of that glitter shadow in the Elva 2 palette, which obviously is a glitter, so I haven't really put it on my eyes. But this reminds me of just a shimmer shadow in the same version, and it looks just as good. This looks so cute. Like, can you see the sparkles in that? Oh, beautiful. Taking a little bit more of that red and just making sure that my outer corner is blended into that shimmer. I'm also just going to run this through my crease a little bit just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish off my eyes because this is all I want to do for this look. And then I'll come back and we can do the highlighter together because I'm so excited to try one of them. So these are the eyes all done, and I also put on some blush. I'm wearing one from Odens Eye, of course. I'm using the one in Ripe Papaya, and I also put on one of the lipsticks. This is in the shade Brown Rose. I think this looks so pretty. Let's go ahead and try out one of these highlighters. I am beyond excited. So this is in the shade Veil of Future, and this is what it looks like. So I think this is gonna go very nicely with this look. So I'm gonna use an eyeshadow brush here because I just like that. This is my Alter Ego number 3 brush. Just gonna go ahead and pick up some of this, and I'm just like swirling my brush in so that I get a little bit of all the colors, and we'll see what this looks like on the skin here. So I'm trying to go in kind of light because I don't know how intense this is going to be, but this looks beautiful. Ooh, that looks really nice. Very nice and wet looking. I wouldn't say it's glittery, but it's definitely very reflective. That looks beautiful. Oh yeah, I really like this. I'm so happy they came out with individual highlighters because it's just my favorite over palettes. I know I say that over and over, but this makes me so happy. I'm gonna take a little bit of this in my inner corner too, so it's a little bit hard to like swirl my brush in here, so I'm just kind of going in the corner of my highlighter like this, and then I'm just gonna pop that right in my inner corner just so we can kind of tie everything together. Yeah, that was a really good decision. So that's basically gonna be it for the first look. I'm excited to play with these small palettes as well, and I'm definitely gonna do more looks with this one. Who was I kidding in the beginning when I was like, maybe I'll do more looks with this? I'm definitely gonna do more looks with this because I've only scratched the surface of what I can do with this, and I really want to get to know this palette and do more looks so that you guys can get some inspiration. So that's gonna be it for look number 1. Let's go ahead and do a look with one of these small palettes. Now for this look, let's go ahead and use the Earth palette, which I'm so excited about this color story. I think I'm gonna get a really cool look out of this, and I also kind of have a plan. So I'm gonna start with this lightest matte here, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. I'm gonna try to use as many of the shades in this palette as possible, just so we can see how they all perform. This is such an interesting color. It's almost got a bit of like a gray undertone to it. Like, that is super fun. I'm gonna take it a little bit underneath my eye here as well, just like I would with any other inner corner highlight. And I'm probably going to layer one of the shimmers over the top when I'm done. That is beautiful and pigmented though. I really like that. So for the rest of the look, I'm planning on doing a bit of a two-tone crease. So I'm gonna first go into this green And I'm gonna put that in the first portion of my crease, and then in the outer portion, I'm gonna use the sort of deep brown. I wonder if that has like a different undertone to it. I feel like it's not going to be just a brown. I feel like it's gonna be an interesting brown. Also going to take this under my eye where it is that I have it on top, just so we can get it the same on the top and the bottom. And this color is also performing very well, which I wasn't expecting anything less, because so far, everything that I have from Odens Eye, I really, really like. And then for the outer corner, like I said, I'm gonna take this darkest shade. Now that I look at it, it looks a little bit purple. And it's super dark. I'm so curious to see what this is going to look like on the eye. That is such an interesting color. I really, really like that. So I'm gonna blend it into the other shade that I put down, and I'm gonna take this over here again so that this is going to be in the outer half or so of my crease. I'm also gonna put this on the outer corner of my eye here. And I'm gonna take it onto my lid as well, because I do plan on putting that dark green kind of over the top of this. So I wanna have a little bit of a base for that shadow when I do put it on. This is a beautifully pigmented color. Holy cow. It's gonna take me a little bit here to blend this out, but it's blending very nicely. It's looking so smooth on the eye. I really like this color. It's almost black, but it's not quite. So now that I have this color down, I'm just gonna go in with a clean fluffy brush here and just go over the edges and make sure that I get a nice blend. I think this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna take some of my NYX glitter primer and I'm gonna put that all over my lid on both eyes here, and then we'll go in with these shimmers. I'm so excited. The shimmers in this palette look amazing. So we're gonna start on the outer portion, and I'm gonna grab this darkest of the green shimmers. This one, when I first saw it, I was a little bit worried that it was going to be a pressed glitter because it just looks so sparkly, but it's definitely not a glitter. It's just a black shimmer with a, did I say black? It's a green shimmer with a black base that's just very, very sparkly. That is so cute. I really like that. I'm just gonna blend that into the outer corner of my eye. And don't worry, I know it's looking a little bit messy right now, but it's all gonna come together when I get the rest of the shimmers on my lid. But that is beautiful. Ooh. Next up, I think we're just gonna try all the shimmers. So I'm gonna go in with this shimmer here and the split pan, the darkest of the two. And I'm gonna put that on the front portion of my lid. So this is definitely a blue, as you can see, which I think is really, really cool and like a cool touch in this palette because it's very unexpected. Just gonna blend these two colors in together. Okay, now let's do the inner corner shade. Gonna take this shade here. I am going to spray this because this is a little bit of a chunky formula, but I'm sure it's going to look nice on the eye. So I'm going to, like I said, put this in the inner corner, and I'm just gonna blend it into both the lower lash line as well as the shade that I have on my lid here. I really like this. I think these shimmers work so beautifully together. So I'm gonna finish off, I'll come back and then we can use another one of these highlighters, which I'm also so excited about. Okay, so the eyes are done and I think this looks really, really fun. So let me fill you in on what I'm wearing. My blush today is Apricot Girl, also from Odens Eye because I love it. My eyeliner is Spare Time from Colourpop. This is the collaboration they did with Raw Beauty Christie. And my lipstick is Love Jasmine from Odens Eye. Of course, this is probably my favorite color out of the bunch. I just love me a good nude lipstick. I can't help it. I know it's boring, but like, I just love it. I think we all love it. At least most of us do. So out of the highlighters that we have left here that I feel like is going to go the best, I'm gonna go with this one, which is the one called Web of Destiny. And this is what it looks like. You probably can't see it very accurately, but it's beautiful. I'm so excited to try this. So I basically just swirled my brush in here using the same brush that I used in the first look. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, what a beautiful color. I really like these highlighters. I think that they are so unique and so just, they feel special, and that is what I look for in my makeup these days. Like, I want my products to feel special because I have so much of it that if something doesn't feel special, it's hard for me to want to reach for because I have other things that are more special, you know? So maybe a pink highlighter wasn't like the best choice for this look, but it was either this or the blue one, and I felt like this one would just kind of go better with this look. So that's basically going to be it for this look. I really like this. I love this palette so far. I mean, these colors together, they did a really good job with this. This is one of the best color stories that I feel like they've done in their mini palettes because everything just works very nicely together, and you can get softer looks, but you could also get very intense and dramatic looks, which I love. So that's gonna be it for the look with the Earth palette. Let's go ahead and do another one. I might just film another one right now because I'm having so much fun and I want to play more. So let me go ahead and take this off, which is very sad, but I'll be back and we can do another look. Okay, so I am back and I want to use this palette because this looks so pretty. It's an all shimmer palette, so I actually don't think I want to bring in any mattes. I think I only want to work with the shimmers, and how I want to do this is I want to do one of my big wings using a gel liner, a black gel liner as a base, and then basically layer like the shimmers over the top. So I want to do one eye with the greens and the blues, and then the other eye with the pinks and the oranges. So I think that's going to be the plan. I've already primed my eyes, so I'm going to tap this out a little bit here, and then I'm going to take some translucent powder and just set my base, because when I'm going to go in with the eyeliner over the top, I don't need this to be tacky at all. So the gel liner that I'm using is from Lethal. You can of course use whatever black base you have. It doesn't even have to be a gel liner. It can be an eyeshadow if you want to use that. Or if you don't want to use a black base at all, you don't have to. You can just go straight in with shadows, but I just want to see how they layer over a black base, because it's always so much fun to see just like how intense and different they look when layered over black, because it really changes the shadows. So I'm just doing the outline of the wing here, and then I will take it all the way through my crease just as a graphic liner type thing. It's a little bit hard to explain how I do this because everyone's eye shape is very different, but you just have to kind of figure out what works for you. I'm not going to take this wing like too high up above my crease. I just want it to be high enough up that when my eye is open, you can still see the outline of it. This doesn't have to be perfect since we are going to be layering the shadows over the top, but basically something like this, and then I'm going to fill in all of the wing with the black after. So it's not as perfect as it was last time I did a big wing, but it's fine. To fill it in, I'm actually going to use a different product because my gel liner is getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to use one of these Lancome eyeshadow sticks. This is just a black stick, and I'm just going to use that to fill in the rest of my lid because this is really, really nice and creamy, and I love using this as a black base. Now let the fun begin. So I think what I'm gonna do, like I was saying, I'm gonna do the blues and the greens on one eye. So let's do that on this eye. I'm gonna start with the darkest of the blues, or the darkest of the shimmers here. Maybe I'll use the green, because green into blue is going to be a little bit better than the reverse. So I'm gonna start with this green. And I think that this shade actually has a black base too, which is just going to make it pop even more. So I'm gonna take that in the outer portion of my wing, probably the outer third or so of my wing, since we have 3 shadows to put on the lid. Oh, this looks so good. Wow, that looks beautiful. I almost went to do it on this eye, which we're not doing because we're doing other colors there. Next, I'm gonna take this shade here, which looks so beautiful. It's called Dream. And I'm gonna put that in the middle of my lid. Yeah, this looks very pretty. I love this shimmer formula. Next up, to finish off this eye, I'm gonna take this shade here called Fantasy. This one is more of a, dare I say, satin? I guess we'll see when I put it on the eyes, but it's definitely not the same texture as the other shadows here. So I'm just gonna put that, ooh, that's a duochrome. That's really pretty. It's probably not the best kind of formula to layer over a black base, because usually you want something that's a little bit more sparkly, but I still think that this is going to look really nice together with the other 2 colors. But you can definitely see the difference in the formulas when put next to each other like this, because these other 2 are way more shiny and sparkly and reflective, whereas this one is a little bit tamer. It's a really cool color, but like I said, it's not the best kind of formula to layer over the top of a black base. I'm just gonna go back in with the other 2 colors here and just make sure that the blends between everything is looking nice. And then let's go to the other eye. I'm gonna start with, again, the darkest of the shimmers, which is going to be the pink one, and then move into the orange one, and then the lighter orange, or like yellow. I don't really want to say yellow, it's not really yellow, but let's start with the pink. Again, this is going to go on the outer portion of my wing. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the orange shade here, which is called Brilliant. Now let's see how brilliant it really is. I'm gonna put that in the middle of my lid and blend it into the pink. And you can really see just how having a black base transform shadows, because it makes them look kind of grungy. It's hard to explain, but it just makes them look really, really cool. And you really get to see the shift. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but this orange definitely has a green shift to it. That is super interesting. That looks really cool. So to finish off, let's go into this shade right here. And I'm just gonna put that on the front portion where we don't have any shadow. Ooh, that's really pretty. That also has a bit of a green shift to it. It could just be because I'm layering it over a black base, but these are looking so different compared to like the blue shadows that I put on that eye. Like the shadows that I'm putting on here are looking so different on the eye than they look in the pan. They're super pretty though. Like, ooh, I really like that. This is not at all like what I envisioned this look to turn out to when I first thought of this, because I didn't think that this eye would end up looking like this. Like I really thought it would end up being a lot more orange. So I'm just gonna go back in with that orange shade a little bit here to make sure that everything is looking blended. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I didn't do anything really at all to finish off except for a little bit of nude eyeliner in my waterline and some mascara, and I switched my lipstick. The one I'm wearing now is in the shade Tulip a Kiss. It's also one of the cream lipsticks. I just wanted something a little bit different. I mean, again, not that this look is cohesive at all because it's two different eyes, but I don't know, I just wanted to put it on a different lipstick. So that's gonna be it for the, what was this palette called? The Sculpt Palette. So I am excited because we still have another one to go and we get to play with the Virandi Palette, which looks like this. This is definitely one of the most neutral palettes out of the bunch. So I'm going to play with this tomorrow because I'm going to the dentist again tomorrow because I need cleaning. My teeth are apparently not in the best shape. So I figured this palette is probably like the most appropriate to wear to the dentist. I don't know. I don't really go by that, you know, kind of logic anyway. But, you know, I just thought that I would save that palette for last at least. So that's gonna be it for look number 3, or this look anyway. Let's go ahead and get into the last look with this palette. Okay, let's go ahead and do a look with this palette. So you know how I said I was going to the dentist today? It's not until tomorrow, which is nice because I hate the dentist, and if I can keep delaying it, I'm happy about that. So I think what I want to do is I want to use these two colors in my crease and then maybe try to deepen it up with this sort of satiny brown shade. We'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna make this into a bit of a sort of winged out shape. So I'm gonna start with this one. And then I think I wanna do a bit of a blue inner corner because I love the contrast between like warm and cool tones. I think that looks so good. And this red is beautiful. That looks awesome. I love that. So I'm just packing it on where it is that I want it to be, and then I will blend it out after. Gonna take this underneath my eye as well. All right, let's go ahead and deepen it up. I'm gonna grab this shade, which is called Everyday. I'm sorry if I'm not saying all the shade names. It's mostly just because personally, I don't really care that much about shade names, so I care more about the color. But if you guys want me to always say the shade names, do let me know and I can definitely do that. I'm just starting on the outer corner of my eye and I'm going to take it through my crease as well as underneath my eye and just deepen up all the way around. That was super easy. I mean, that was basically effortless. I felt like I was just starting to put this color on my eye and now I'm done. Like, I really love Odens Eye's formula. I think that they are just so easy to work with. So I'm looking at the palette and I'm like, I don't think I really need to use any of this. I feel like this is dark enough for what it is that I want it to be. So I'm just going to take this shimmer shade, the orange shimmer in the middle, and put that all over my lid. First, of course, putting down some glitter primer. This also will help pick up the shadow because my brush will be sticky when I go back in to pick it up. And then I'm grabbing the shadow here in the middle and I'm just going to plop that all over my lid. That is so beautiful. Oh man, I love these split pen shadows from Odens Eye. They're just such a nice formula. Like I said before, they are a little bit tricky to pick up on a brush, so I would definitely recommend using some kind of a glitter primer and getting your brush sticky, or just using your finger because that works too. But going in with a dry brush can be a little bit tricky, so just a little tip. I'm just taking this all over my lid and just blending it into the outer corner, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of that blue, I think, and put in my inner corner. Now, I know this is not a revolutionary look by any means, but sometimes you just want to do something simple and something very pretty. Oh, wait until you see the close-ups of this because this looks so pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that dark matte that I used and just go back over the outer corner and make sure that these are blended. I'm also just going to take a little bit more of that red and pull it a bit further into my inner corner before I go in with that blue, because I just want to make sure that I have a lot of this red down. And this way the contrast will just be a little bit better as well. So I'm going to take this blue shimmer. I am going to go ahead and spray this and just pop that in my inner corner. Well, I like that. I think that looks really fun. So I think this is going to be it for the look. I'm kind of thinking I want to do like a light blue in my waterline just to sort of tie it in with my inner corner, but I haven't quite decided. I might also do something a little bit lighter. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish off. I'll come back, I will show you the look, and then we can talk a bit more about like how I feel about this collection as a whole. Okay, so this is the final look, and I gotta admit, I haven't been able to use the blue highlighter because it just, I don't know, it hasn't really gone with any of the looks, so that's gonna be the only product that I haven't actually put on my face, but I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, and I'll use it in a separate video, or a different video I should say, where I do a blue look or something that's gonna go a little bit better. I thought about using it with today's look, and then I swatched it and I was like, probably not. So instead I went with the one here called Veil of Future, which I used in one of my other looks too. I think this one is beautiful. One thing I will say about these though is that I'm kind of getting a little bit of hard pan in this already, which I'm pretty sure is because I swatched it. So if you're going to get these, keep your fingers and your hands out of them, because the oils from your fingers can kind of make stuff hard pan. And I feel like this is the kind of formula that will hard pan quite easily. So it's a little bit hard for me to pick up on a brush now, but as long as I dig my brush in there and kind of get like the powder up, it's not a big deal, but I just thought I would mention it. Now let's talk a little bit about the rest of the collection. Let's start with the lipsticks. I'm wearing one today. This is in the shade Red Cherry. This is one of the velvet ones. These are amazing. I love these lipsticks. These are probably one of my absolute favorite lipstick formulas that I've ever tried. I love a matte velvet lipstick. Like, that is one of my absolute favorites. I love how they are super nice and opaque. They go on very creamy and smoothly, and they just dry down to really, really nice finish. And I just think that they look really nice on the lips. My lips are super dry right now and they still look beautiful. I've said this in the past, but I compare these to the MAC lipsticks and I love them because those are my favorites. So these are a huge hit for me, and I'm so excited to have them in my collection. The satin ones are beautiful as well. I think that if you like a satin lipstick, I mean, there's no way you're just not going to like these, because that's basically what they are. They go on really nicely. They're very nice and opaque. They are super comfortable to wear. I mean, obviously they're going to transfer, but that's kind of what you're getting, what you're signing up for when you're wearing a satin lipstick. But I think these are beautiful. The packaging is amazing. They always do such a good job with the packaging, and I'm just in love. I'm in love with the lipsticks. I think that they are so good. The highlighters, I really like the highlighters too. Like I was saying with the hard pan, obviously it's not ideal, but as long as, like I said, keep your fingers out of them, I think you're going to be okay. The palettes are beautiful as well. I don't really have any complaints, honestly. I think that every palette that I used performed so well. This is definitely my favorite. I think that this color story is so fun. Oh, I'm so excited to have these in my collection, and I'm still really excited to play more with the Norns palette, because I feel like I didn't really dig into this enough, and I'm gonna do a 3-look video with this coming up at some point, but I just wanted to get a video up where I try out everything for you guys first. But so far, I mean, I can't say that there is a single item in this collection that I wouldn't recommend. I think that if you like these color stories, I think that you would like these formulas, because they are really nice. And the shimmers from Odens Eye, they just make me so happy. Like, they are so beautiful. And this bottom row here, when I swatched it, these blues, these are beautiful. And some of these like topper shades too, oh, they are so pretty. So I can't wait to play more with this palette. I'm pretty sure that the launch is going to be on the 5th. I will leave all the information down below in my description box. I know that the launch is on Swedish time or something like that, so it might be the 4th in the States. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna leave all the information down below. Obviously this video is going up before that, so if you're interested, just keep an eye on when they are launching. I don't know if any of these things will sell out. They usually don't sell out of things. They tend to make like a pretty large amount of everything, which is great because you don't always have to like rush to decide as soon as it launches. But just in case, the information will be down below. Don't forget to use a code. It doesn't have to be mine, but it's nice that you guys get to save some money at least. So go ahead and shop around for codes if you want to use someone else's, if you want to use mine. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It does help out my channel a lot. My code is just Annette, like I said in the beginning, and it will save you 10% off. So that's going to be it for this review on the Odens Eye collection. Like I said, more videos coming, or at least one video coming with this palette and more looks. I'm not going to be able to get that up before the launch because I simply just don't have time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some other review videos that I have on my channel, you can click on my playlist, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.